Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Forever Skies, Episode 6, Viral Clues. You do get a 2-wide cockpit later on? No, I already have the 2-wide cockpit. You just don't get a 2-wide blimp core. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't bother with 2-wide. Here's the larger version of the 2-wide cockpit. It's just, if you like symmetry,
immunity is decreasing.
The blimp core is a 1-wide, so if you have a 2-wide cockpit, you probably want 2 blimp cores, but a second blimp core is really expensive. Second balloon core. And then also, if you're doing a second balloon core, you're going to need the balloon core spaced out a lot. So you're going to need like a 4, maybe even a 6-wide blimp. So you're sinking a considerable amount of time into resource acquisition for what is ultimately just an aesthetic preference, in my opinion. So here is the boiled coffee nut. So it's plus 25 energy, and we'll do the lobster chili next. Two cores worked with 4? Yeah. I think until they have the gangplank feature that's going to be added soon, narrow ships are just a lot easier to manage. A 4-wide is not so bad. Like, technically my ship is 4-wide because it's 3-wide plus 2 gangplanks or 2 catwalks, which makes it effectively 4-wide. But I would highly advise not getting super wide ships because they're going to just clunk and bash into everything, and it's going to be really unpleasant to drive around and really annoying to use IMO. Definitely agree. While cool, there's no point at the moment. Yeah, there's really not much of a point. Let's see if I can't park. Oh, well, there is glass. Let's get a little. Glass is also a material used to make components and stuff for the interior. So even though I'm pretty much done with the structure of the ship, grabbing like a stack of 50 glass for future projects while I'm here at the greenhouse is going to be a smart play. So lobster chili, 10 energy, 10 food. Want to free up a little bit of space for more loot. I gotta get some synthetics. A big research thing that you're gonna want to get kind of as early as you can is larger storage containers, because the storage containers that you get at the start are tiny and they suck.
Printing completed.
These foods are probably just going to rot. I doubt I'll end up being able to really use them. Although it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to work towards larger bottles. If I want to use biomass fuel to fuel the engines that I have, which is a very efficient way of travel, I'm going to want a lot of filtered water. Meaning pulling the bottles that I currently have. The oil bottles, I would need a lot of synthetics to be able to process the plant oil that's in them. But all the other like water bottles that I have in the on the ship, and then upgrading them to large variety so that I can filter a lot more at once. So like this new 20 slot bottle, way up from 5, can become my new water storage. And then I can go and grab the like infinite pool of water and just start filtering it. So biomass fuel is biomass and water, and there's plenty of biomass at these greenhouses. Come on. Is that good enough? It is, but it's sketchy. Fine, I'll park in the parking spot. Another thing you could do, which would be smart, and I probably should have done, is build, instead of building backwards like I did, build forwards. So it's a little bit easier to dock your airship without bumping the front of your cockpit or whatever. So instead of building 2 backwards, I could have, this could have been the back section. I could have built forwards, so the blimp is kind of hanging out behind the ship, so that the front of the ship doesn't constantly collide with the blimp. If I could go back in time, that's maybe a change I would have made. I need 1 more polymer. Okay, I need more synthetics to make that happen. But more exploration can be done. So I've been in there. I think I've been in here. Oh, there's coffee nuts I haven't harvested. Probably not. All right, that's a plan I haven't seen before. So that's going to unlock another one of the paint patterns, and I guess there's more of them over there, as well as brewer's flour. So the brewer's flour is also one of the ingredients that I can mix with lobster chili in order to make medkits if I get hurt. Speaking of getting hurt, I just got vertigo virus. Oh, there's 2 of them. Shoot. There's usually only 1. So, angry little buggers that just bit me. So, speaking of medkits, my inventory's full, so heading back to the ship. So if you're wondering what the virus is, vertigo virus, cure the virus to fill the medicine list. So I need things high in potassium. It was caused by the lolling grass cricket. So certain foods that are particularly high in potassium will read as curative for the vertigo virus. Eventually, there are other ways to cure it. But I'm going to exert dominance over that little stupid bug that bit me by cooking it and eating it. I also still want one of the canola flowers in order to get the unique insect lure. What's my height at? Okay, I probably can get a canola flower really easily just flying right up to where they are. Saving myself a little bit of the trip. Although I have a bunch of patat, which is a good food source as well. Oh, and lobster chili right here. I've like parked on it. Can I eat these raw? Do they hurt me? Food and health goes down if I eat them raw. Okay, don't do that. Coffee nut raw is fine. The boiled crickets are not... They're very filling, but they're not potassium-based. So let's try to find some high in potassium foods to cure our vertigo virus. Oh, did I just walk through broken glass? Yes, I did. That felt good. Some more of the flowers. We wanted more canola, so that's right over here. And with all the water that I'm filtering, I'll also be able to make well, I'm out of space. Bye-bye. I'll also be able to make a pretty decent amount of biomass fuel. So it's 10 biomass per batch of fuel, I think. And I'm full up.
Research finalized.
So with my food and water full, it helps me be resistant to additional diseases, which will help. Help me not get sick again. So biomass fuel is 5 clean water and 10 biomass. I need to do a little bit better job of filtering my water. What I really need to do is to... okay, that rotted. What I really need to do is to try to get larger bottles. That will make it a lot easier. But I haven't had the patience to farm the farm the plastics in order to get that going. What else do I have? So if I got an ink bulb and bruised flour, and so I need 1, 2, 3 ink bulbs and 1 bruised flour for more research. Of course, it's only just like paint. So the boiled flowers are not giving me much in the way of nutrition.
Printing completed.
Come on, filter. Because of my virus, I have, you know, I'm kind of like slightly hallucinating. Oh, that had helium fuel in it? Oh, okay. Helium fuel and biomass fuel are the same sort of efficiencies. Try boiled patat. And there's still more stuff to scan here. We'll keep going. Been going very slow through this. I don't know why there's like a loading distance errors. It's not something I've experienced in the past. I might have tampered with my graphics settings in a bad way. The game does warn you that that it is not optimized for anything beyond 1080p, and it tells you like don't do it, which I'm ignoring right now. So to the game's credit, I am not playing on a supported resolution that they advise. Probably, I mean, it runs well enough, but I suspect that it's one of those things that they plan on making improvements to in the future. But I haven't really noticed that it runs poorly enough to care. All right, so I got the ink, and I need the bruise. There we go. So that will be good for the research. And let's get some more filterables. Now, luckily, this virus isn't really harming me all that much. There are other viruses that are a lot worse. This is not the virus that, like, killed off humanity and made, what was his name, Nate? Go crazy? It's not, like, the virus. It's just a virus. As confusing as it might be. Where's my ship? Am I suffering from the Vertigo virus more than I know? I think it's up, right? I parked up here on the edge. I think my view did. Oh yeah, there it is.
Hot termites under ribs.
Oh, and here we go. I think make my way through the doorway blocked by the vine. So I'll be doing that next. So this is the point of interest that I was supposed to explore that I finally happened upon by stupid chance. Whoa! Almost fell. How many dizzies are in the game? 4? I think, so far. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, but I believe that's true. And there we go. The patat just got neutralized. Or rather, the patat that I had was the cure for the disease that I had. And let's get the paint researched. Not that planning on doing much painting, but at least I can show you the patterns and maybe synthesize some of the the paint. I don't really have a lot of surfaces that can be painted though, because it's just glass everywhere.
Research finalized.
All right, I need one more ink bulb and a transformer for the paint tool. I don't really need to make another paint tool because I have one, and unless I like throw it overboard or something, it's not like I'm going to lose it. That's pretty low priority. I have an idea. There we go. So let's open up the garden. It's probably going to be the last thing I do, given the time on the clock. But this was the story section of this area, requiring, of course, a knife. The vines are also a really good way to farm biomass, if you were wondering. Same with the canola. So we've got a solid-state battery requiring in there. And I've got a picture of flowers, a computer that has no power, another poster, and this, let's go get a battery for that. And maybe hang some posters. The posters are enormous, by the way. They like take up an entire, whoa, I almost fell again. An entire window. as you can see, they're kind of large. In fact, I can't even put them anywhere. So this is a poster about hybridization of plants. And this one is just a pretty picture of flowers. So I spent all that time farming lovely glass, only to cover the lovely glass up. So you're welcome. This is peak efficiency. Flower breeding test results. The latest breeding shows strong positive reactions to pollution. After a few days of exposure to sulfates, it clearly flourishes. In contrast, it gradually dies in a clean atmosphere. The side effect is unusual colors. We still have a lot of testing ahead of us before we can create a plant that purifies the atmosphere. However, we can give a little color to this gray and sad reality. The location coordinates for the plant are as follows, which then becomes a new quest marker. Let me demo a little bit of painting, maybe? I might want more ink if I can find it. And I have enough canola flowers for a unique lure, I believe. The unique lure doesn't, like, pull up things that are cool. It's just, it sort of min-maxes your yield. Alright, let me look for more ink flowers. Nope.
Caution. A storm is coming.
Uh-oh. That could have been worse. Oh. I fell again. And again. This greenhouse might actually be out of ink bulbs. It's one of the reasons why I suspect that they plan on adding farming. Oddly enough, not so much here, so you can actually hear me. Oddly enough, not so much so that you can feed yourself, because it's relatively easy for you to just feed yourself bugs and never starve, but more so that you can plant the bruise flowers and ink bulbs and other things that allow you to make specialty objects. Yeah, I think we're out of ink bulbs. So back to the ship. I'll paint whatever I can. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe put up a plastic wall or metal wall. Metal wall might be a little bit prettier. Put up a metal wall so that you can see some of the painting. I don't know what patterns I have available, but I'll put up what I can.
Maximum flight altitude reduced.
Oh, oops. I forgot that the turbines were actually attached to that. Would I recommend this game? Yeah, I would. There's not a lot of content in it yet, but it is a lot of... what is in there is a lot of fun. So, if you're trying to min-max your experience, maybe wait for a sale or wait for a few updates. But in its current state, it is still a lot of fun to mess around and explore and build and all that jazz. So here, I don't have any... I only have basic cartridges, not complex or metallic. So I'll see if I can't make some complex metallics. Oh, and also I meant to make a unique lure. So the unique lure is not one that I would advise you to make a whole lot of because it's really expensive. It requires 5 polymer, which is like a pretty high cost in the scheme of things. But I'll do it anyway. Come on.
Printing completed.
And set up my ship so that I can actually lure stuff.
Completed.
Oh, yeah. Still obstructed. Come on. There. There's nothing below me now. Oh, right. This isn't the right station for painting anyway. So the best I could do is to use the basic patterns that I have. Which is desert? But that's kind of how it works. So you've got normal and desert. It's just a slightly darker variant. There is, in the other save that I have, I've found a fair bit of patterns. There's a pretty good variety. But I like the building mechanics way more than the just like painting mechanics. Here we go. Big old dust moth. Yeah, I think if we wanted to do the painting stuff, I would need a ship workstation. And I'm not sure I have the materials for that. I might have the materials for this, though. The automatic deck extractor. That's probably the last thing I want to demo. So that was electrical components, transformer, and circuit board.
Maximum flight altitude reduced.
Oh, shoot. Kind of made a giant hole in my base, huh? I didn't really mean to delete that section.
Printing completed.
Luckily, there's refunds when you're a fat finger and idiot.
Maximum flight altitude reduced.
Did I have any synthetics? Nope.
Maximum flight altitude increased. Maximum flight altitude increased.
So the last really good upgrade would be that automatic extractor. That thing is amazing, especially when you have a lot of solid energy, because it will just, as I will demo, I'm just going to plop it here. It's not a good spot for it, but it will just grab anything, you know, in front of it and fill these 4 tanks. So there's some synthetics, and it will grab metal, glass, copper, you know, whatever. Stick it in the tanks, allowing you to fetch it. It does burn through batteries relatively quickly, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. So I think what I could do as the last little section of this stream, just to enlighten you all a little bit further, is to back out of this save and load my other one. Just to show more of the tech that you unlock without necessarily revealing the story. So I don't spoil a story, but you see a little bit more of the stuff that you'll get. So it's not a story spoiler, but if I had rushed the story, you would have seen it, though. So this is one of the 2 ships that I built, just trying to teach myself the game. Right? My co-pilot, Mr. Yoda. It's aesthetically horrible, and you stumble everywhere, but we got a little pet. Doesn't do anything. It just hangs out and makes weird noises. You have stuff like wall storage, which is cool. Large boxes, which is infinitely more useful. This save might be like 10, 12 hours, something like that. But you could do it in less. It's more me screwing around. Automatic lures, which self-rise. Deck extractors, which are totally full of stuff. Upgraded engines and upgraded turbines. So I'll show you some of those stations. So here's the virus station. I guess that is a bit of a spoiler. I think some of the other upgrade buildings are uninstalled for space. So this is the painting one that I needed to make if I wanted more paint tools. You've got furniture and lights. Right, let me get rid of that so I can show you other stuff. Boosters. So these boosters, like the endurance booster, allows you to have infinite stamina for a short period of time. The hypothermia boosters for quest stuff. You've got energy crystals. So the energy crystals allow you to recharge other devices. So there's 2 types of tool rechargers, regular ones and upgraded ones. So the upgraded ones would be like the extractor, the handheld extractor tool that allows you to extract while it's carried, which is nice. What else is there? Freezer. So you can freeze your food.
The virus was neutralized.
And there are a lot other stations. So this is the upgrade station. Yeah, it just fit. Come on. So larger oxygen tanks, better turbines. I don't really get the better turbines, though, because regular turbines are really inexpensive, and you can, like, throw them up everywhere outside your ship, and the upgraded turbines cost, like, polymer and motherboards. So, my 2 cents, just have a bunch of regular turbines, not an upgraded one. Whereas the upgraded engines are more fuel efficient, so despite the cost, I kind of see the benefit there. Don't see it with the upgraded turbines, though. Because as far as I know, and I could be wrong, the upgraded turbines don't raise the maximum ceiling. It just adds extra elevation. So, yeah. And then there's the filtering bottles and automatic insect catcher, which, as you can see, it doesn't clunk and click. It just came up automatically, which is kind of nice. Other things to show. That might be it. I mean, there's some things that I might be overlooking, but yeah, I guess I could show the virus stuff. What's something that has viral properties? I think I've analyzed all the viruses, so this might not be I might not really be able to do much of the virus stuff, but the virus stuff drives some of the story mostly. But yeah, this is this fueled up? Yeah, this thing moves pretty good clip. Yeet! Not the sluggish boat we had before. We are whipping through the air. And maybe crashing, I don't know. I'm not steering at the moment, I'm just letting it go. Whee! King of the world or something. I'm not sure that there's any... Oops. Okay, might have hit something. Not sure that there's any point of interest on this save that I haven't discovered, as you can see on my map wheel. But that would be... yeah, that would be kind of all that I have to show. If you have any questions for me right at the end of the stream, happy to answer. But here is the extractor crafting table, so you can see sort of the variety of stuff that you can make here, like freezers, hanging shelves, storage boxes, beds, a variety of components, virus analyzer for science, and boosters, and creating virus samples, which is kind of cool. Very similar to, I would say, Subnautica, you know, with tiny spoiler, but Subnautica has its own virus research as well. So this game incorporates elements from both Raft and Subnautica, I would say. You know what I want to do? I want to crash into some mountains. It's actually something I haven't done yet. Little toy blimp. It is kind of dangerous. Like, this game allows you to slap on kind of as many engines as you want. And going on cruise control and locking the speed in, you can absolutely wreck yourself. It's kind of fun. I mean, I guess it's fun as long as you have the resources for repairs and the patience to find the parts that broke. Like, I think that turbine smacked into something. Oh, hi, mountain. You're gonna crash. Smosh. It's pretty forgiving. I'm not sure what broke. Maybe the blimp? No, not the blimp. No, just this little section got beat up. Pretty forgiving about when you smash, but in a storm, if you're like flying into the wind and hitting the clusters, yeah, I have like near broken my cockpit before. It's pretty funny. Oh, I think broke one of my my engines because I'm moving slower. Nope, apparently not. So let me formally outro. That's a good point. I hope you enjoyed watching. As I said before, there's about 5 to 10 hours of gameplay, depending on how speedrunny and completionist you are. To just share some of the roadmap for what to expect in development, the next big update would be a balancing one, adding gangplanks, which allow large dirigibles to sort of shoot a gang-like walkway down to a platform, making it a lot easier to dock and explore. So that should be pretty cool. So that's what's immediately coming, and then what's a little bit more on the horizon is 4-player co-op, airship gardening, combat, and airship expansion. So I'm not sure what that means. And then that would be gameplay features. The gameplay content will be more story content because there's maybe only a few hours of story. New locations and lore sites, additional airship devices and scientific tools, more collectible artifacts. Collectible artifacts would be like... Oh, hold on, let me stop this thing. Collectible artifacts would be like, I think, this one. This is like a little artifact. And my other save, I had a football, posters, things like that. Hang on, the game, I don't think you hear it, but the like video is going off. Furniture sets, new creatures, more languages, bug interactions, or pet interactions rather, being able to interact with the pets, controller support and patches and fixes, stuff like that. So I don't know the time frame on that other than the game plank they said would be sometime mid-July. And that about wraps that up. If you have further questions or whatever, you can always join Discord. Thank you for tuning in to Forever Skies, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 4th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you on next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.